Hey, Trip Kramer here from tripadvice.com, and I want to welcome you back to the free 4-part Hooked Online training. So hopefully by now you've watched video number 1. If you haven't, there's a link up top. And also hopefully you've registered for the webinar that's going to be happening next week, where again you can learn all about the Hooked Online program and get early access to that, as well as learn some new cool stuff that I have for you in terms of how to automate this whole process of meeting and attracting girls online. I want to thank you for your comments down below. As you see, I am in there. I am responding to you. I'm talking to you. So make sure that if you have a comment or a question, go ahead, write it down below this video, and I'll be in there responding to you. Also, I just want to recap some of the benefits of online dating that I talked about in video number 1. Remember, online dating is one of the best tools to meet more women, right? So right now you have only a few options. You can meet women through your family and friends. You can meet women on the street or at a bar or at a club. You can meet women through events or through hobbies that you have, and also you have access to meet women now online, which has become very popular, and a lot of women right now are online to be able to meet and date you. So you should be taking advantage of this. And also I want to let you know again that one of the benefits of online dating is being able to practice this skill of attraction, right? It gives you more opportunities to meet up and date girls where you can practice this skill of attraction and socializing. You might not have that opportunity all the time when you're going out and talking to girls, outside, offline, in terms of wherever you are. So make sure that you're using online dating as a great tool for you. And of course, this is the free training that's going to teach you how to do that. So now let's get into your profile. Let's talk about the bio, let's talk about the pictures, and set you up for success.
First, let's talk about bios. That's right, your profile, the thing that you are going to be writing, the thing that girls are absolutely 100% going to read. So you want to make sure that you're doing this right, okay? So you want to make sure that you're writing it using some of those words we talked about. And what I'm about to do is I'm going to show you examples of guys who've submitted their profiles, their bios, in my private Facebook group called Trips Corner. So they were nice enough to let us use this and be able to dissect it, and I can show you what's good, what's bad, and everything in between. And then I'm going to tweak it. That's right, I'm going to help tweak some of these bios. So hopefully the guys who submitted this are watching so you can get some of this advice. But either way, when you're watching this, you can get an idea of how to tweak your profile to make it work for you. Now again, we only have so much time here, so I'm gonna only kind of get the tip of the iceberg in terms of profile creation. I go more in depth into this in my Hooked Online program, but let's get into it here. Okay, so I went ahead and I blocked out the name and the face just to keep anonymity. But as you can see here, this is what I would say is not a great example of a profile, okay? I get what you're doing here, just trying to shoot my shot at life. Like, it's kind of clever, it's kind of witty, it's kind of like a sleek one-liner, but this doesn't really say much about you, right? So we want to make sure that when you're doing a profile, you say a few things about yourself, something that you like, something about you. And again, the whole idea here is not using that vague terminology. We're not going to be using white noise words. Again, we want to use power words here. So we'll go back to this and I'll show you kind of an example of how we can use power words. But for now, this is something I'm not actually able to tweak in the bio because I'd be starting from scratch and I know nothing about you. Okay, all I know right now is that you have an iPhone or a Samsung or whatever phone that is, and you're taking a picture of yourself in front of some sort of mirror, which looks like in a bathroom, but we'll go back into that when we talk about pictures. But either way, this is just like a very thin profile, and I wanted to show you that example because we don't want thin profiles. We want something that's a little bit more rich. Okay, so let's move on. All right, here is another example. Now, this profile, I would say, is a really great start. This is something that we can work with here. So I'm not going to give you a D like I might grade the last one, but I'm not going to give you an A on this. I want to give you like a B to a B minus here. Why? Because we can make this better, right? So you're just kind of stating facts, right? You're just kind of stating facts, but I'm giving you over a B minus because at least you're using some descriptive words, you know? You're saying you have passion for animals. But again, I see a lot of white noise language here. I see, you know, fun places, enjoy hiking, things that you enjoy to do. Now, again, it's not bad to talk about the things that you enjoy because then it gives the person, the girl specifically, something to maybe respond on in terms of your profile. And by the way, this picture is really awesome, but again, we'll get into photos later. But the whole idea here is we want to try to input words that stick out, power words. Otherwise, it's just going to be the same thing. Here's the idea, okay? This is what I really want you to really understand here when it comes to bios. When you're using white noise language, a girl is not going to be able to absorb. Okay, she might read and know something about you, but nothing is going to hit her. We want to really kind of like throw cold water in her face and really wake her up and say, okay, wow. Otherwise, it's just going to be like, this is what I like. This is fun. I love this. This is what I like to do. This is my job. Here it is. Here's our facts, right? We want to get rid of just saying factual stuff. And here's the best part about it. Don't worry. You don't have to be this amazing writer. You don't have to be, someone who is really good at putting together amazing, beautiful, crafted sentences. No, we just want to tweak it a little bit to make them more powerful and stand out as much as we can. So again, here is the list that I was talking about earlier. Physically fit, perceptive, spontaneous, outgoing, optimistic, intelligent, passionate, affectionate, articulate, and ambitious, right? And you can see here, this is the percentages, of people who interacted more because they used these phrases. Now, I talked about this in video 1, but I'm just going to go a little bit deeper here. This is basically a list that was taken from Zeus. They did a study that has shown that these are the words that get more interactions when they're in your profile. So you can maybe get really creative here and do a whole profile that puts all of these things in here, but maybe that might be overkill. So I'm just saying maybe you want to use like 3 to 5 of these in your profile to make it work and make it work for you. Whatever your profile is, you just tweak it and make it work. So here's a great idea of what you can do is you can write your profile just like this guy did here. Okay, you write your profile and then afterwards you go back in and you what's called wordsmith it and tweak it just a little bit to see where you can put in some of these. That's going to be the easiest way to do it, right? You don't have to sit here and think about, oh, what kind of sentence do I have to make with something like number 6, intelligent or optimistic. No, just write your profile, do the best you can do, and then see where you can kind of squeeze these words in. And by the way, I want to talk a little bit more about physically fit. I know a lot of guys are thinking, well, whoa, I want to use that one, right? That's 96% more. Like, we got to put physically fit in there. And yeah, I get it. Let's try to see where we can put that in. But you might be saying to yourself, I'm not physically fit, right? I'm not physically fit. Well, that's okay. Here's the best part. You can always put that in there as something that you're working toward. And if you're not, you really should, by the way. You really should. So hopefully this is maybe something to encourage you to work out more, become healthy, and not doing it just so you can attract women, but doing it for you because that's what you want, right? It's going to be healthier for you. You're going to live a longer life if you're more physically fit. So that's something that you want to do. You want to put something like this in your profile as something maybe you're working toward, or you put it in if that's already something that you're doing. So that's a good idea there. But either way, again, write the profile first, and then after that, you can add in some of these words. I'll give you examples right now of how we do this. Okay, so remember this guy with the amazing job here working as a zookeeper and having this cool picture. Well, here's how we spice this up even more, right? So he put zookeeper as his job. Why not put in zookeeper job helps keep me physically fit, right? Or you can say my zookeeper job. I know that's not the right grammar there, but my zookeeper job helps keep me physically fit. Or here's another one, using the word passionate, right? Obviously this guy likes his job, so you say, I'm very passionate about helping animals, right? That's an easy way to fit that in there, right? And he says it already. He says, I love my job and my passion for animals is immortal. But again, just to be more specific here, we want to use the exact words. So you say, I'm very passionate about helping animals. Okay, so I'm sure that there's something in your life you're passionate about. Use that word. Next is, I like to be spontaneous and go to music festivals. So he said here that he likes to go to music festivals, but why not use it like this, right? I like to be spontaneous and go to music festivals instead of just the old plain, I like to go to music festivals. So again, we're just kind of making these a little bit more exciting, a little bit more interesting, and using the words that have been proven to, gain interest from a girl. And of course, we can dissect why each one of these works so well. But again, we only have so much time here. But these are just the qualities that a woman looks for in a man that she likes, right? Spontaneity is something that is basically a synonym for fun. That's what I say. It's like a better way of saying the word fun, right? Being spontaneous is fun, and it's more interesting to do. So again, here is the list. Here it is. Let's use this again. This is fun. I want to go into another profile here, right? And again, these are profiles that have come in from my secret Facebook group called Trips Corner that you will get access to if you end up getting the Hooked Online program that I'll be talking about on the webinar. Otherwise, you might be already in it if you've gotten another one of my programs. So let's go into it now. Right, this is more of a thinned profile, which I'd like to say is actually, it's not terrible, okay, because it's very clever, right? Collector of moments, not things. I like that, even though that's been done before. Glass always half full. Semi-white noise. I mean, it's good to know about you, but again, we've kind of heard that before. Ranked 4th in the world for snuggling. I actually really like that. That is very clever, very good. And then he puts a little 6'2" tall, just letting the girls know how tall he is. Not necessary, by the way. Not necessary to do. Then P.S. I'm a really messy eater. Food everywhere on the table, all over my face, but these are the least of your worries. So this is pretty good. I don't hate this profile. I really don't. But I want to spice it up and make it better and make it even more interesting using some of the words here, right? So glass is always half full, which keeps me optimistic. That's what you're basically saying here. And I know, that's a clever way of saying optimistic, but again, it's about using these words, okay? We have seen using these words works. So you can say glass is always half full, which keeps me optimistic. Boom, there you go, using one of the power words. Here's another one. You said ranked 4th in the world for snuggling, which is great. That's very clever. I know that a lot of girls like to snuggle, but again here, I put ranked 4th in the world for snuggling, which goes to say I'm affectionate, to say the least. Again, maybe that can be tweaked. I know that's not the best grammar. You might want to say ranked 4th in the world for snuggling, which means I'm affectionate, to say the least. But either way, you get the idea here. We're using the words affectionate. Affectionate is one of those power words, right? So that is what's coming from snuggling here. And by the way, look how easy this is working out. A lot of these words are very different, so it's very easy to use these in your profile no matter what's going on. Here's another one that I use. Perceptive is a big one, right? Perceptive is number 2, so I wanted to fit this in somewhere. And I put, I'm a really messy eater. I guess some would say I'm pretty perceptive, right? Perceptive meaning here that he's perceptive on himself, on his life, right? He's very aware of who he is. And so that's why you're using the word perceptive, right? So that is a great place to put that. So you see how I did this here, right? Pretty easy, fairly easy to do. Again, the formula is just writing your bio and seeing where you can sneak these words in. Let's talk about pictures. Let's talk about the other part of your profile, which girls will 100% be looking at because they want to know what you look like and what they're getting themselves into. So I have here an example from earlier, and sorry, buddy, I know you're gonna be like, oh man, I'm really getting ripped apart here, but we have to do it. This is not a good picture. Okay, this is not a good picture. Why? Okay, well, I'll give you one good thing. It is a full body shot. That's the only thing you got going for you, and that has been proven to be one of the pictures that you need to have when you are creating a dating profile. However, that's the only thing you got going for you. It's not the best type of body shot because really you're covering a little bit of your face with your phone, and also it's just kind of like a selfie in what looks to be a bathroom. You got a trash bin next to you. You obviously are in a bathroom because you can see the dispenser with the paper towels next to you. Like, this is no good. It just looks like a very lazy picture, like you didn't try. You're like, okay, I know I got to put a profile picture up. Might as well just take this now in the bathroom while I'm listening to some music. So I'd have to say we got to put a little bit more effort into it, okay? A little bit more effort into it. Again, I want them to be able to see your face. I want them to be able to show that you're doing something a little bit more interesting than in what looks like your college or high school bathroom. Again, it doesn't matter that you go to college, and it doesn't matter you're in high school. I don't know if you can use online dating if you're in high school. But either way, something a little bit more interesting than this. All right, here's another example. This is the guy who put glass always half full, so we see his picture here. Now, I like this. I want to say that these are good profile pictures, right? So on the left and top right-hand corner, we got full body shots. They look sleek. You're looking like you're, dressed up. You're looking away from the camera, which, by the way, is one of the best shots you can do. Looking away from the camera, unsmiling, but also you can do smiling as well, but at least have one picture looking away from the camera for whatever reason. It looks sexy, girls like it, and it works. And I like that. Either that's your kid or that is a nephew or something like that. So you got to put that in your profile, by the way, who that is, because the girl's going to assume that you have a kid. And not that that's a bad thing, but they should know what's going on. So you got to be transparent there. But either way, these are good profile pictures, good face shots. What I'd like to see is a little bit more of a close-up face shot. I know we have that in number 3, but let's max this out. That's another thing. I'm trying to tell you that you want as many pictures as possible. You don't just want a few pictures. You want to make sure that she has a great idea of what you look like, because if she doesn't, she's going to swipe through. So you'd rather have a lot of pictures and her say no than just a few pictures and her say no, because she might have said yes if she got an idea of what you look like. So here are some good examples of pictures you can use here. Again, I'd like to say use a couple more face shots, and maybe you're doing something interesting. You're kind of doing the same pose in 1 and 2, and so it's a little bit repetitive. Maybe something that you're interested in, that you like to do, some more of an action shot would be good here. All right, here is a really awesome profile here, but I got a few comments on it. We got a few good things here. What do we have? Well, we have you're doing something really cool. Obviously, you do something in terms of, I don't know, gymnastics, or it looks like pole dancing. I don't know what this is, but you do it and it looks cool, so that is very captivating. So you got that there. You got some full body shots like in number 2 and in number 1. You got yourself with friends in number 4, which I don't love. Again, we don't want group shots. We want to stay away from that. Again, this is not my opinion. Everything I've been saying here is not opinion-based. This is all from studies that have been done from the apps, from the programs that have proven to seeing what works and what doesn't work based on the data they've collected. So that's where I'm getting this information from, okay? So also you got to make sure here that it's not very, it's not like too repetitive. I know you got something going on here in 1 and 3. Again, obviously that's something you do, but let's make it like you're more diverse. You're more than just a guy who hangs on poles, right? What else do you do? And you can put that in here. And my other biggest critique is that no one really knows what you look like. This is a little tough. Like, no one can see your face in 1. 5, you're half-faced here. 3, you can't tell. 2, it looks like you have sunglasses on. And 4, that's kind of the only one, but then again, it's not really going to be easy to look at your face because we're looking at the whole group. So we want more face photos here. Maybe something like belly button up or shoulder up. Okay, in just a moment here, by the way, I want to show you what some good profiles look like that I swiped from the internet, because unfortunately I didn't really get too many great photos from guys who have submitted, so I'm going to show you some examples. Here's an example of one right here. Okay, I had no idea who this guy is, got this from the internet, but this is great. You can see his face, you can see him having a good time smiling, he's looking away from the camera, he's looking good, he's on a rooftop. Like, this is like a great profile picture here. Like, I would definitely use something like this. My only tweak would be maybe something that is even more cropped to show just him, right? So instead of using this whole empty space on the left-hand side, we're using just him here. Here's some other examples that I took from the internet. These are great, right? You got a really close-up shot on the left. Okay, so that's good because you can see what his face looks like. He's looking off camera, which has obviously been proven to be kind of sexy. Here's number 2. I love this one in the middle. He's looking at you. You can see what he's doing. He's doing something interesting, and you can see his face. So it's not some weird activity where he's like, not weird, but he's like playing tennis, and it's like, okay, it's just some silhouette of a person playing tennis. Like, you can just put in your profile that you play tennis. You don't need to show you playing tennis, because the pictures are about showing what you look like, not the activity that you're doing. And this does it perfectly, right? It's like you can see, okay, this is what he looks like, and he's doing something cool. Perfect combination. And on the right, this is cool. Okay, yes, silly Billy, and he's looking pretty silly, and it's just a great shot because you see exactly what he looks like. That's what you want, clear pictures. And another thing I said earlier is you don't want flash shots. I said this in video number 1. When you have a picture of yourself using flash, it doesn't look as great as using really just natural lighting here. And all these pictures kind of show this natural lighting, which is making you look a lot better and more flattering on yourself. So again, take ideas from here in terms of what you can do for pictures for yourself.
All right, so I hope that helps, and I want you to start implementing this stuff right away. and look out in your email inbox or on YouTube for the next video in this series, video number 3, where we're going to be talking about everything messaging, right? So you've already set up your bio and your profile and your pictures, and now the next step is to be messaging the girls that you want to talk to. And I'm going to be teaching you how to do that and giving you actual word-for-word examples of what to say to be able to flirt with her and also be able to set up the date. Here's something I'm going to do for you. I want you to actually post a photo down below in the comments. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, I know that's not possible, so go ahead and write your bio. But if you are on the actual page of this video, I want you to post your photo below, and what I will do is I will critique the actual photo and tell you if it's good, what you can do better, or if it's just good as is. And don't forget to sign up for the webinar. You'll see that up top or down in the description below, where you're going to be able to join us and learn about how to get early access to the Hooked Online program, and also teach you again my automated system for you to be able to make this all easy for you and line up dates with the girls that you are interested in. Do that right now, write a comment below, and I'll see you on video number 3.